Welcome, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael Fletcher, and welcome to this. And I am going to give you my preview for No Surrender. No Surrender will be held tomorrow night, live from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. This is a special edition of the Wrestling Forum. We are going to split this up in two pieces. You will have my predictions right now on Braves Fan 95. And then my fellow colleague, Anthony Florio, will have his predictions later on this evening on the Tone 25. I will give you the link to his site. Unfortunately, our third partner, Derek Ferreira, says that he was going to be unable to do it tonight due to family obligations. So let's just get right into it. I'll give you my thoughts about the matches and then give you what I believe is going to happen on tomorrow night's No Surrender. First off, we're going to start off with a one-on-one match between Rob Van Dam and Magnus. In my opinion, I think this is going to be a good opener, not a great opener, solid match to start the show, I believe. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Rob Van Dam who's going to beat Magnus. I think it's just going to be a good fight, not great. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright. Next up, we got Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy in the first semifinal fight of the Bound for Glory series. This is the tougher of the two fights because this can go either way. I truly believe in my heart, I think Samoa Joe is going to get over on Jeff Hardy in an upset. Joe has been very good, to say the very least. He was one of the top guys in the Bound for Glory series the whole way through. And I truly believe that he will get the dupe over here to beat Jeff Hardy and to move on to the final match that will be later on in the evening. The second semifinal fight is Bully Ray versus the Cowboys' James Storm. I'm going to go with James Storm on this one. I think with everything that's going on, I think with the way that they were doing the scoring, I think they'll have James Storm and Samoa Joe at the end because I believe these were the two guys at the top of the rankings when everything went down and it's all said and done. So that means later on in the evening you will see Samoa Joe and James Storm battling it out for the right to become the #1 contender for the TNA World Heavyweight title and fight at Bound for Glory. I'll give you my prediction in that fight momentarily. Next up, we're going to have a Knockouts Championship fight. Miss Tessmacher putting the title on the line against Tara. A few weeks ago, Tara did beat Miss Tessmacher on a TNA Impact and gave a little bit of a prelude to a battle between these two, battling it out for the belt. And now we're going to get the match. I believe it's not going to be the best fight of the night, I will say that. But at the end of the day, I gotta go with Brooke Tessmacher. I think the champion will find a way to keep her belt, and I think she will win this match over the great Tara. Next up, we will have Zema Ion versus Sonjay Dutt. This could be a sleeper fight of the night. I think this is going to be a great match for the X Division title, but at the end of the day, I think Zema Ion will win it. I think he will cheat to win, and I think he will successfully defend the X Division championship over the player from the Himalaya, Sonjay Dutt. Alright, next up we will have for the TNA World Tag Team Championship, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian putting the titles on the line versus A.J.Styles and Kurt Angle in what I think will also be a very good match, to say the very least. I just believe that Daniels and Kazarian will find a way to cheat. They will win this fight. Of course, everybody knows about this whole storyline with the Claire Lynch thing. It basically exploded a few weeks back on TNA where it proved to be that Kazarian and Daniels fabricated the whole pregnancy to blackmail AJ. AJ vowed revenge and basically used the rematch clause because of the fact that Styles and Angle were former tag team champions and they were going to exercise their rematch clause for this pay-per-view. At the end of the day, I think Daniels and Kazarian will win this match. It will be a very good match, a possible Fight of the Night candidate. But I think that Daniels and Kazarian will win this match. Alright, next up, that I believe it will be the finals of the Battle for Glory series, which would be Samoa Joe and Cowboy James Storm. Those are the two that I predicted. I think at the end of the night, I think Samoa Joe will win the Battle for Glory series. He will be the one that will fight Austin Aries at Battle for Glory for the TNA Heavyweight Championship of the World, which I will believe, if this does happen, this could be a 5-star classic match. James Storm and Samoa Joe is already going to be a great fight. To me, this will be the fight of the night. These guys have fought very hard, very great together. They worked very well. And they're two of the real original guys of TNA. The two men that a lot of people like, a lot of people love in the company, in the business. At the end of the day, I think this will be a great match, to say the very least. I have Samoa Joe winning the fight, moving on to fight Austin Aries for the TNA Heavyweight title at Bound for Glory. Alright, next up, and our main event of the evening, TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Austin Aries, will go up against the big guy representing the Aces and Eights. It's a one-on-one match. I got a feeling this is going to be a complete and utter mess. I could see this being an absolute overbooked finish. Even though they say that this is going to be a one-on-one match, I think this fight's going to get thrown out. There's no way that we're going to get a winner in this. I'm going to call it a no contest for the first time ever. I think the main event is going to be a disappointing. It's not going to be a great fight, to say the very least, because you're going to have so much interference in that fight, because at some point you got to expect the Aces and Eights to show up. You're going to see the TNA Crusaders, as I'm calling them. They're going to show up at some point. This is going to be a complete and utter mess. If somebody actually had to tell me to pick a winner, I would say Austin Aries, just barely, but I would not be surprised if we see a double disqualification, a double count out, that this fight basically gets thrown out, in my opinion. As far as the pay-per-view goes, I mean, there is some good matches here. The semifinal fights of the Battle for Glory series, the tag team title fights, without a doubt, and with Zema and Sonjay Dutt. Other than that, I don't believe this pay-per-view is actually worth getting the money for. So I'm actually going to say, do not buy this pay-per-view. I will encourage you to possibly rent it when it comes out on DVD, or when you can get it on the Redbox, or for those viewers, try to get it on demand on TNA.com. But to put $34.95 down for this pay-per-view, I cannot put my good heart into it. So for the first time in a long time, I am sorry to say, but I am going to say, do not buy the TNA pay-per-view for tomorrow night. Alright, that's it. That's all for now. I am Michael Fletcher. You know the routines, everybody. Hugs and hand pounds. I am out. Have a good night. And stick around for Anthony Florio's preview of TNA No Surrender on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. So long.